I'm Alex with Fresh Hands, and today we're going to be smoking a summer sausage on our Yoder YS1500 smoker. If you've ever wanted to go to a party and provide something that's a little bit different that most people probably haven't had before, smoking one of these summer sausages is an awesome way to go and impress the crowd. But we're not just going to throw the thing on the smoker and smoke it. We're actually going to kick this thing up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the casing off of it, and then we're going to use a binder on it. So in this case, I'm using Head Country BBQ's, just regular barbecue sauce. And then we're going to put a rub on it. One thing I like to do is I like to add a rub that's got a little bit more sugar in it. So we're going to use Killer Hog's The Barbecue Rub as our main rub on it. And then we're also going to throw in the Rib Whisperer's Sweet and Sassy Rub as well. So we'll jump right into this now. So you can see I've got this 3-pound summer sausage. I just went and picked this one up from Costco. I found that it's delicious on its own, but when you taste this thing when it comes off the smoker and it's nice and hot, you're gonna be saying, I will never eat summer sausage the same way again. So let's just cut this thing out of its case real quick. And don't look at those nutrition facts, because you won't want to eat it when you do that. Just try to open this thing up a little bit. So we're just gonna cut this casing off here. Put the label off. And some people smoke it with the casing on. I don't. I find you get a lot more smoke penetration. Some guys will just score this casing. I don't do it that way. We like to do things differently around here. All right, so the first thing you want to do is score this thing up. And you can see we really don't need a binder on it because it's just got all this nice fat dripping out of it, but we're gonna go ahead and score it. So I'm just gonna make these lines about every inch or inch and a half on here. And this is gonna let this sausage open up as I'm cooking it, and all the seasoning's gonna get in there, and it's just gonna be amazing. And all of your friends will love you when you go to the Super Bowl party or wherever. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll, do a couple of circles around here. This should give it a decent looking cube effect. If it's not perfect, it's not a huge deal. This is definitely not a smoke it to perfection type cook. This is a I just want it to taste good cook. Alright. Do one more. Have little smaller cubes on the end here. Alright. So as you can see, I've cut a nice grid pattern into this sausage. So now this thing's gonna open up when I'm smoking it, and you're gonna get all kinds of good flavor in there. So now we'll take that Head Country rub, or sauce, sorry, not rub. I'm just gonna put that on the outside. It's gonna help my rub stick a little bit. Sometimes you get a little bit of flavor from it too, so that's always a nice thing whenever we can layer on additional flavor. So we don't wanna go too thick. Now we'll go ahead and use this Killer Hog's rub. So I'm just gonna put it on there, and you can put it on pretty thick. This is a sweeter rub. Big shout out to Malcolm Reed. This thing's great when you've got a saltier cut of meat. Really, really like it. So he's got some great layers of flavor in there, and it just tastes awesome. And so this is gonna actually let us develop a really nice bark on here. That rub, and let's get our Sweet and Sassy on there too. We can go a little bit lighter on this. This one's got some bigger chunks of seasoning in it. You can see right there, got a little bit too much coming out from that edge, so put that on. Okay, that should about do it there. All right, look at this thing. Okay. So we've got this thing ready, and that's really all it takes. It's super easy to do this, and we're gonna go fire up the smoker. Gonna smoke it at 225 degrees. I've got a mix of maple pellets and apple pellets on there, so it's gonna give it a nice flavor as well. And we're not gonna smoke it for any one particular amount of time. We're basically just gonna go by appearance. So we're gonna look for when we've got a nice dark bark on the outside, and when that thing's just opened up really nicely. But I totally foresee this taking between 2 and 3 hours. So we'll meet you guys back out at the smoker, and I'll show you how we put it on there. We're out at the smoker now. I'm just gonna take this sausage and put it on there. So open it up. We're gonna cook on the top rack today. I'm just gonna set it up there. We're just gonna monitor that, and we're just looking for a really nice bark buildup and for that thing to just open up really nicely. Just to note, I am using a mixture of these sugar maple pellets from Barbecuers Delight and these apple pellets. So we just got that mixed 50-50 in the hopper there in our Yoder YS1500. So we'll check back with you guys when we're ready to pull this thing off and cut into it. Our summer sausage is ready to be taken off the grill, and wait till you guys see this thing. Come take a look. Get in real close. Look at that. So you see it's opened up real nicely, and we've got like a nice layer of bark on the outside. That thing really darkened up nicely, actually better than I expected. And one thing to note when you do this is this thing gets really tender. I mean, look at that thing kind of jiggle around there. So I'm just gonna take it and throw it on this tray. Close up our smoker. Take a look at that in the light there. Yeah, see, you've got a nice layer of bark built up on this thing, and it is just ready to be cut into. Well, not quite yet. We'll let this thing rest for a few minutes, and then we'll slice it up. We'll show you guys what it looks like. So we'll meet you back in the kitchen. We're back in the kitchen now and about ready to cut this sausage open. But before we do that, let's just remind you about what we did. So we just took a simple summer sausage from Costco, about a 3-pound summer sausage. We coated it down with some barbecue sauce. You can pick any barbecue sauce you like. It doesn't matter. It's all about what your personal taste is. And then we took some of that Killer Hog's barbecue rub mixed with that sweet and sassy rub from the Rib Whisperer. And remember, we took some rubs in here that have a little bit of a sweeter taste to them, just because I think it really offsets that really strong saltiness that you get from something like a summer sausage that's cured with the salt and everything. So it just offsets it really nicely and usually gets some pretty good reviews at parties. So and then we smoked it at 225 degrees. We did a mix of sugar maple and apple pellets for it. And then that took us about 2 hours, guys. So not a really long smoke at all. And you could go a little bit less or a little bit longer, or whatever you want to do. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and cut into this thing. So just look at it. I mean, it's tacked up nicely after coming off of that grill. And I'm just gonna take one big nice slice through the middle here at a nice angle, so you guys can see everything. And then we'll cut a few slices. I'm gonna cut some thicker ones, cut it a little bit thinner for that. And still pretty warm. You can see all that steam coming out of it, but this is one of the best ways to eat this, I promise you. You'll never want to have it again any other way. So that's pretty hot. I'm just going to cut this into a few slices here. All right. Got all that fat all over my hands and everything. So nice and juicy. It melts all that fat so well. Let's go ahead and try it. Man, those sugars have caramelized really nicely all on the outside of that summer sausage. And you get that first hit of sweet, and then all the saltiness of that curing process from the sausage comes out. It's just an awesome taste, and it just adds that little bit of extra piece that's going to make people ask you, like, what did you do to that when you bring it to a party, or even when you have guests over at your house? So anyways, I encourage you guys to go try this on your own. Make sure you hit that subscribe button in the bottom and tell us what you think of this video as well. So until next time, I hope you try this, and happy cooking.